Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, happy Monday. Yes, happy Monday, everyone. I'm super excited to be speaking with you all again. Once again, my name is Deborah Harris, and this is the Lord's Love, Lessons, and Leading. And I'm super excited to get on here and just talk to y'all and share with you all every single day how God has been revealing Himself on my growing up journey, how God has been teaching me and holding me and leading me and correcting me with the rod all of my adult life. But really, like, seriously, like in the past, I would say maybe 5 or 6 years, when I decided to really buckle down and build a relationship with God all of my own. Like, it didn't have to be approved by the church or parents or super religious folks. It was like, what does a relationship with my God look like for me? Because there's a specific way I noticed that God had been speaking to me since I was a little girl. And that was through vision, through auditory, through signs, through wonders, through dreams. And always God has dealt with me with a sense of humor, but also with like a stern, loving backhand, like that from your great TT or your mom's or your grandma, your Mima, your bubby, whatever it is that you call her. And so with that, our relationship has really gotten really interesting. So yesterday on the first episode or conversation community gathering, that's what we're going to call it, community gathering with my friends, family, and all of you out there, we talked about the love of God. And I shared with you all what I had discovered about the love of God. So today I want to talk to you about the lessons of God. One of the lessons that God has taught me, and I hope I'm looking at the camera. I don't really know. But the lessons of God that have been taught to me, and one of them in particular I want to talk to you about, and hopefully I can get through this in the next 6 minutes. But we can touch back on it because, as we all know, the journey of faith is everlasting journey. But anyway, this lesson that God taught me was one of, and we hear this all of the time, but it's one thing to hear something, it's another thing to put it in action. And that's what we're going to talk about. The scripture of faith without works is dead. So, little bit of backstory. I moved away from Vegas 3 years ago, and I moved back like a month ago. So in that process, I was like, okay, God, you've given me this prompt to move back to Las Vegas because of XYZ. Okay, cool. Okay, God, I want to be back in Vegas by end of February 2022. God, all right, cool. So I come back to Chicago after being on holiday in Las Vegas with family, and I'm like chilling in my house, right? Like chilling, watching TV one day. It was like a week or so after I'd gotten back, like in January. And very clearly, as I was sitting in my living room, I can't remember what I was eating, but God was like, didn't you ask me to have you move back to Las Vegas by February? And didn't you pray to me to find you a tenant to take over your lease because your lease isn't due up until August? If you're praying to me for these things, how come you ain't packing? Let me tell y'all something. I put down my bowl or whatever I was eating on the coffee table, and I was like, you do not have to talk to me like that, God. And God was like, oh, but I do. Because you not about to sit up here and pray to me and ask me for things, but aren't showing any effort toward having faith in the thing that I have prepared for you that is coming. And you gonna be on the road and moved out into Vegas by the end of February. Honey, let me tell you, I started pulling pictures down off the wall. I started packing up my books. I started pulling out old boxes from my closet, taping them up, finding tape in any old kind of drawer. Because I was like, yo, and what's wild is like, I know this. These are things I know. But oftentimes in the journey, we like to have selective memory especially when it comes to our walk of faith. And God was like, let that be the last time that you have spiritual amnesia on me. Okay, so get to packing. And so during this process, I'm like packing, and I had put my apartment up for listing or what have you. And people were chiming in. I'm like, hey, I want to see the unit, da 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 da. And like that week, I had put my listing up on the site. God gave me a vision. God deals with me in visions. And the vision was somebody had hit me up the next day and was like, can you be out by the end of the week? And I was like, oh my God, no. Like, I ain't gonna be ready by the end of the week. And more people started, pumping in and saying, hey, I want to look at the unit. So I woke up, and sure enough, in my sublet.com inbox was a gentleman that was like, can you be out by the next day or Friday? And I was like, no, like, but in that moment, God was confirming what he had dropped in my spirit. It was confirming that I am going to be sending the person. Just you continue to get ready. You continue to get ready to move to Las Vegas. And so during the next couple weeks, it was like leading into the first couple weeks of February, I had 3 people like put in applications, say they were interested. All of them things fell through. People's credit wasn't getting approved. And I was like, okay, God, it's like February 17th, I think, at this point. February is a short month. And so I'm like, okay. And God is like, just have faith. That's all I'm asking for you to do. As a co-conspirator and making sure that the desires of your heart come to pass, I'm going to need you to just have faith and continue to prepare for the thing that I have ready for you. Okay, cool. So I had a call with my sister, and she said, have you found anybody yet? I said, no, but I know God has somebody. And she was like, well, what if the date gets pushed to March? And I said, you know what? At this point, I'm going to let God do what he going to do. I know what I've placed before God. I know what I heard from God. But I don't know all the dealings and workings of the universe where God might be like, oop, pause on the play. So I'm going to trust however God finagles this thing. But one thing I do know is that I'm moving back to Vegas. So I'm cool. Honey, let me tell you. Me releasing that, I believe in my gut, alerted God to, oh, she really about this life. She really about this faith journey. She gonna wait. So like within the next 48 hours, I got an email. Hey, is the unit still available? Yeah, the unit's still available. So they came and looked at the unit, put in their application, woo, 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 bam, 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 thank you, ma'am. When they came and looked at the unit, they said, oh my God, when are you leaving? I said, the goal is to be gone by the end of February. They said, oh my God, because we need a place. We've been praying for a place by March 1st. We need this place. And I said, okay, cool. I'm going to be praying with y'all, standing in agreement, all of the things, because at this point, we both need a prayer answered, and we both need a desire of our heart met. And so let me tell you, that couple got the unit. And let me tell you, I was here in Las Vegas by February 27th, the end of the month. And the lesson God taught me, I hope y'all heard it throughout this story, was that faith without works is dead. That is a true blue law of word of the universe. The second lesson is you have to release your control over how you think things finna come through, or what it should look like, or woo. Release that. You also have to trust that when I say I'm gonna do something, when I come into agreement with you, Deborah, I do it to completion, honey. Okay? So that's why it may be, taking a little bit long in your mind, but trust and believe that I always show up right on time, because the thing I'm doing it to completion. The last lesson he taught me with that is that I know the prayers of all of my children. All of y'all, all 7-point-something billion of y'all. I know the silent prayers of all of y'all. I know the silent prayers of these babies, because I've known y'all before you were thought in your mother's womb. And I am matching up prayers all the time in the spiritual realm. I'm matching up prayers all the time to complete the desires of people's hearts, because I know how everything is supposed to fit. So don't ever doubt my timing. Don't ever doubt how I'm going to come through for you. And when you ask me for something, be ready to move in order for you to receive it. Bye.